Let's move on with a look at how some of the day's top stories are being seen online on social media with James Creedon. Hi there, James.
Hi, Catherine.
In fact, we're looking pretty much just at one story. That concert that's now underway at the Olympia legendary music venue here in Paris. The Eagles of Death Metal have come back 3 months after that gig that ended in such a deadly fashion.
Mm-hmm. That's right, and a lot of people have been tweeting at the event or even from inside the Olympia, and a lot of curiosity about that on social media, about how people are responding. So let's just take a look at some of those tweets from Olympia, even if we have, of course, Melissa Bell there to tell us how it's going. The ceremony is about to begin, says this Twitter user. Love is stronger, and of course the hashtag for the band's name is very much being used as well to relay information. You can see images as well of the concert hall.
So iconic, isn't it, that lettering on the outside?
Absolutely, and they've kept it in that vintage style, and indeed it is very evocative of concerts past as well. Asma Mad, she is a journalist for BuzzFeed France, and she is saying one of the victims who escaped the Bataclan attack has been telling me this is a form of revenge for us. Even just seeing the name of Eagles of Death Metal on front of l'Olympia. She also is tweeting images, that journalist, from within the venue, saying that it's packed to the rafters. And another person, Benjamin Lemaire, who's been tweeting saying, really, it's a very happy atmosphere, like any Parisian concert, just a totally classic, normal atmosphere. But maybe not quite so normal, because he tweeted a little bit earlier saying he was body checked 4 different times, and his ticket was checked and rechecked. So a lot of security present at that concert, which would be, of course, expected. And people also just tweeting to their friends who are going to be present there this evening, who are present there, to, well, have fun. That's the name of the game, I suppose. That's what it's all about, and to take care.
Indeed, I think a lot of people wanting some reassurance. And
right.
As we were hearing, around 600 police officers on duty around the concert venue tonight.
That's right.
Some political leaders have been talking about this, quite a few. Manuel Valls has been tweeting.
That's right. Amongst others, the Prime Minister has been wishing the concert goers well. Eagles of Death Metal to continue to live, continue to have fun. This is a homage to the victims, and it is a song for freedom, said the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, the Mayor of Paris tweeted an image of the band itself, saying it's great to have them back in Paris and thank you to them. So a lot of politicians tweeting about it this evening, Catherine.
Indeed. Not all support for the band, though. Of course, they've been giving their take on all of this. If they are Americans, there are different situations with guns in America and in France. And the frontman of the band has made some comments about gun laws that have proved very controversial for some people here in France.
That's right. Very much different attitudes to gun laws, I suppose, in some parts of the American population and in France. And Le Figaro, for example, has been pointing out how close he feels to the French and to France, saying, I am French forever. That's one headline that we're seeing about him. But his position on guns is somewhat controversial. Indeed, he basically is in favour of people having the right to carry firearms, and some on social media saying, questioning that, basically. This person questioning it in quite a subtle way, saying, gun ownership, okay. Another saying...
It's a common argument that Jesse Hughes was putting forward, though. He said that if people inside the Olympia, good guys, had guns, they could have taken out the terrorists.
And that is, I suppose, you could argue that perhaps could it have spared some lives? Other people here are saying, well, can you imagine what the carnage would have been if everyone had guns? So it's that old debate that comes back about whether or not it's a good idea for citizens to be armed. So certainly a certain degree of reaction to that as well, Catherine. But I think it's definitely in the background, people more focusing on the fact that they're there and the symbol of their being there.
Indeed, what Jesse Hughes says about gun laws isn't going to change gun laws here in France in any case. And I think most people certainly wishing him well, wishing the survivors well as they watch that concert. The media are really desperate to hear from people who are inside the Bataclan.
That's right. Even before the concert kicked off, a lot of news websites were going to these people who were going to be there tonight and asking, some people not wanting to go, as the Huffington Post pointed out. And I suppose it doesn't need an explanation why. They're still under shock and a little bit traumatized.
Very personal decision, I'm sure. Yeah,
that's right. Another person saying that I really have the feeling that I have to go in order to sort of get on with the rest of my life. That it was a concert that was interrupted, and I want to finish this concert. And indeed, I think that was the point of view of some of the band members as well. Le Parisien has put together this whole kind of interactive segment where you can actually get their reactions and see images of those who escaped on the night of the concert in the Bataclan and want to be present this evening for the Eagles of Death Metal concert. You have Thierry saying, if I don't go, the terrorists will have won. I think that's a reaction that we're hearing quite a lot. But for Lydia, she's saying, you know what, I want to go back to the Bataclan. And the Bataclan will, of course, one day soon, we hope, reopen, but not just yet. And I think it will be quite, a lot of people will want to go back. And that it's actually from that point on that people will feel that I suppose a line has been drawn under that sad episode. People also tweeting their reactions to this via social media, this on medium.com. His name is Alexi, and he said, I love life just like they love death, and I gave them 3 months of fear, and today it is time to face that fear. So I think actually it really is a big moment psychologically for a lot of the people who were there that night, and an important turning point for them. So I hope everybody in Olympia is having a lovely evening as we speak.
Indeed. Thanks so much. James
Thanks,
Creedon there with Media Watch.